In the story of the prodigal son, a lot of us know the story. The prodigal son asked for his inheritance, right? And then a couple days later, he takes off and he squanders it. It says that he ended up taking care of hogs, which for a Jew was the lowest of the lows. And it said that he couldn't even get any hog slop to eat. So he starts in his mind going, well, listen, my dad's hired servants live better than this. I'm going to go back and apologize and get right. And I'll live in the bunkhouse. I don't care, And it said he was on his way back. And my favorite scripture in the whole Bible is that while he was still a long way off, his father ran to him, kissed him, and embraced him. Now there's some things about that are really cool. He got to him before he got to the town. If he would have made it to the town, there was a whole ceremony that they went through to shame him, to condemn him. So his father wanted to get to him before he got to town so that wouldn't happen. His father shamed himself. It was shameful for a man to pull up his robe, tuck it in, and run in that day and age. Men didn't do that. That was a shameful thing. So he was willing to take on his son's shame so his son wouldn't be shamed. So that's one aspect of it. But the part that I want to show in this is this. The father pursued him. The father came out and met him. Now, in the same way, they come back. He gets the ring on his finger, the robe. He wraps him in a robe. They kill the fatted calf. They're throwing a party, for his son that has returned. Well, the older brother comes in that had been working, that had been faithful, had been the one that was there all the time, never left, never asked for his inheritance, served the father. And here they are celebrating this mug, that it went and squandered everything. It says he wouldn't even go in to the party. But this is what's so powerful. It says that the father came out. The father pursued him, okay? And he came out, the good son, the faithful son, the older son says, you killed a fatted calf for him. You wouldn't even let me barbecue a goat with my friends like that. And this is such a powerful statement that the father said. He said, son, all I have is yours. In other words, you've been working for what's already yours. You've been trying to perform for what's already yours. Everything. If you wanted to kill the fatted calf yesterday and barbecue it with your friends, you could have done that because it's already yours. I've already given it to you. You can have it. But we have to celebrate because this son that was lost has been found. That requires celebration. Well, who was Jesus talking to? Well, he goes through a series of parables there, but he's talking to the Pharisees and scribes who were indignant over the reality that Jesus was hanging out with sinners and tax collectors, okay? They were up in arms about it. And the prodigal son represented the sinners and the tax collectors. And the older brother represented the Pharisees and the scribes. And he was telling them, look, you should be celebrating because God's children are coming home. They're being redeemed. They're coming back. There should be a celebration for that. And so at the end of the day, there's many parts of that parable that stick out to me. But the part that sticks out to me the most is God's pursuit of both. God pursues the broken sinner. God pursues the religious man. But at the end of the day, what you see there is the heart of the Father. He's after us. God's not sitting around twiddling his fingers. That's not the God that he is. He's after our heart. He's in hot pursuit of us every day. He's chasing after us every single day. He's pursuing us every day. He's speaking every day. The problem is we're not always tuned to that radio station, okay? But he's speaking every single day. He never stops speaking to us, okay? He rejoices over us. He's speaking to us every single day. If we'll slow down, tune in, and listen, we'll receive his pursuit. And when we receive his pursuit, we end up in his arms. We end up in his love. And that's the place that we were always meant to be. Many people are asking, what's God's will for my life? What's God's purpose for my life? God's purpose for your life is to be with him. That's God's purpose for your life. Everything else emanates from that. Everything else comes from that. But God's purpose is that you be with him. That's why he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever would believe would not perish, but have everlasting life. What is everlasting life? Life with him. He wants to be with you. He's pursuing you. Let him catch you. Love you.